People have looked to the stars for thousands of years, hoping a celestial reading might reveal their true potential, the hidden qualities buried beneath the surface of everyday life. We look to these cosmic maps because, down here on Earth, it can be incredibly frustrating to get others to recognize what we have to offer. We often feel like our actual talents are completely overlooked. There is an old allegory about a student whose teacher handed him a mysterious, heavy, remarkably dull-looking stone. The teacher gave the student a very specific set of instructions. Take this object down to the local market and find out exactly what it is worth, but under no circumstances are you allowed to actually sell it. This exercise poses a fascinating question. If the true nature of an object is hidden behind a rough exterior, how does society go about figuring out what it's really worth? This diagram shows the student's first encounter. He approaches a local vegetable seller who ignores the material of the object. The seller only cares about its mass. To him, it's a functional weight for his scale, and he offers a small handful of produce in exchange. When someone evaluates you strictly by what you can do for them in the next 5 minutes, your entire worth shrinks down to the most menial task you can perform. The student moves deeper into the market and stops at a blacksmith shop, hoping for a better assessment. The blacksmith takes one look and scoffs. To him, this is an annoying piece of debris, the kind of ordinary rock you kick out of the path while walking. He figures it might have one rough use, a harsh abrasive surface to scratch and sharpen his knife blades. The blacksmith offers the student a single piece of unrefined sugar candy. He presents this offer as an act of charity toward a wandering traveler, rather than a fair commercial trade. Presenting something of high quality to an audience that lacks the capacity to understand it invites derision and disrespect. The student leaves the market and travels to the outer fringes of a royal court. Here, a low-level attendant spots the heavy object and immediately tries to use it as a rough tool to scrub the dirt off his feet. Our specific needs create permanent blind spots. These beams show we only illuminate slivers of reality, serving us directly, missing the bigger picture. The center object remains unchanged. Only the viewer's limitations cause its price to bounce wildly from vegetable weight to foot scrubber. Before the attendant can scrape the object against his feet, the Ganika, a person of great discernment in the court, steps in and immediately halts him. This observer looks at the stone through the eyes of a parkihi, an expert who sees the hidden quality that everyone else missed. Brushing off the dust reveals the truth. The heavy, dull object was never a common rock. It is a massive clod of pure, solid gold. The expert warns the attendant that scrubbing the dirt off your feet with a piece of gold is a deep insult to the object. To treat something precious with such ignorance would destroy the owner's reputation. Think back to the vegetable seller and the blacksmith. They were willing to trade handfuls of vegetables and cheap candy for a fortune in gold, simply because their eyes were completely untrained. Immense quality is often invisible to the masses. It can only be realized when you find someone with the wisdom. But the allegory shows us that the universe isn't the problem. The problem is who you are asking. If you feel chronically undervalued in your career, your creative pursuits, or your relationships, it is highly likely you are sitting in the wrong market. The low value placed on you reflects their ignorance, not a flaw in your actual worth. You have to refuse the cheap valuations of the blacksmiths and vegetable sellers in your life. Keep walking and hold tightly to what you have until you find the connoisseur who recognizes exactly what you are.